Okay, so have an update on NotebookLM, which is a Google product. I've done a prior video on this when it was in beta, but as of a few days ago, it's now widely available to anyone in the US. So I would just go to Google and Google NotebookLM. It will take you there, or you can do notebooklm.google.com. Okay, so a bunch of new features. Now, this is the interface, I'm going to go into this in a second, where you can basically upload documents and interrogate or chat with those documents. It was very simplistic up until a few days ago, and here are the updates. So you can now add up to 20 sources, 20 documents, and each sources can now include 200,000 words. You can write individual notes. I'll show you what that looks like. Noteboard, you can save chat responses, which was a big challenge before. You couldn't really save these. It gives citations, so when you're asking questions about a document, it now pulls up the part of the document that it's referencing. A whole bunch of different features in this. The other thing is that it's now running Gemini Pro. Now, for those who might not have paid attention, last week Google announced the release of its new generative AI model, Gemini, which is going head-to-head with GPT-4. Now, Ultra is its most capable model, and they've been trotting out these graphs that show that Gemini Ultra, is outperforming GPT-4, OpenAI's leading AI model, on a number of sort of different tests and modalities, multimodal, so on and so forth. But I want to be clear. Ultra is not released yet. That is the most powerful. That's forthcoming. But they are embedding Gemini Pro in things like NotebookLM and the Google Workspace and Bard as well. It's a vast improvement over what they were running before. So let me just give you a quick walkthrough of NotebookLM. So this is the interface. You can open up a new notebook. It looks like this. You can just give it a project title, test. And this is basically, think of this as a chat session. You add your sources. You can add right from Google Drive. You can add a PDF or even copy text. I'm going to go back into this. So earlier today, I uploaded 2 research papers. One from Anthropic, which released how to sort of mitigate bias and hallucinations, and then another one on gender bias that's in the models. And so I basically gave a long prompt and said, based on the first research paper, give me an outline of a PowerPoint presentation slide by slide that has a logical narrative flow, a compelling flow. You know, give me what should be on the slide in terms of image. It won't create the image, but give me a sense for what would work. The text on the slide and then the script to sort of follow. It did that. Now this is just basically a test prompt. There you can see the citations, the parts that it's pulling from to give any insight into the different parts of the text and a response that it gave. So then I loaded up the other one and I asked it to compare and contrast the 2 research papers. So it did. It gave me an executive summary of both, critical points of paper 1 and paper 2, and then key differences, which was great. This is a very helpful tool if you think about this. Large documents, large contracts, opinions, memorandum, research papers. It's helpful. This is truly sort of helpful. Then I just started asking, specific what demographic groups are each paper focused on, just sort of testing this. Then I go into, well, how can prompt engineering be used to reduce both positive and negative discrimination in large model decisions? And it goes on to sort of tell me what that is. And then it points me to that part in the paper. So this is really, really helpful. I can pin this. So this is saved to notes, to a note. I'll pin this too. All right. I can delete, I can select, but it's in my notes section. Let me go back to, this is my notes section. I can just create a brand new note for myself. If I'm going through and writing a paper or doing a bunch of research, this is sort of really a strong tool to do this and to use this. So now I've got to figure out how to get out of Notes. Hang on. Okay, so I basically can toggle this up and down the chat window so I can get to my notes section or continue chatting. I can also share this paper with different people directly from up here. So a very useful new feature set for NotebookLM. I'm continuing to use this more with Gemini Pro, sort of the AI engine behind this. This is just really great. It's starting, I could see me sort of uploading a bunch of my work, and I can create sort of a mini DMS almost out of it to some degree. And I could basically have, 10 papers in here and really sort of do a lot of deep diving. I'm horrible with handwritten notes and highlighting. I never go back to that. So anyway, a bunch of use cases. I just wanted to give you a short walkthrough of NotebookLM, available everywhere in the US with a Google account.